watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law, voted best of Pahrump for 4 years. Give them a call, 775-727-9900. News 25 is also brought to you by Gunny's Air Conditioning and Heating. New, service, and repair. Call Gunny's, 775-727-6800.
Hello and welcome to this edition of News 25. I'm Unette Gentry. Thanks for joining us on Ace Country Radio, and we're also streaming at KPVM.TV, and we're also now on Roku. It is Thursday, March 14th. In our top story, 2 victims are identified in a triple homicide that took place on March 12th. Anthony Roberts has more on this story.
2 women have been identified in the triple homicide that occurred on March 12th. The incident occurred early afternoon on Tuesday in the 2200 block of East Nelson Avenue. According to police, they encountered a man in the apartment courtyard walking towards them with a gun in his hand. After being given repeated verbal commands to drop his gun, officers opened fire on the man, killing him. After the officer-involved shooting, police searched the area and found 3 women and 1 dog dead in 2 separate apartments. On Wednesday, the Clark County Coroner's Office identified the suspect as 43-year-old Edward Brooks. The 2 victims that have been identified are 52-year-old Africa Woods and 48-year-old Venus M. Hart. The medical examiners have determined both women died from multiple gunshot wounds to the head. The 3rd victim has yet to be publicly identified. A child was also found in one of the apartments but was unharmed. News 25 will have more on the story as it develops.
In Pahrump area news, a 2-vehicle crash occurs just after 1 p.m. today at the intersection of Homestead and Kellogg. Upon arrival, Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies discover a black Ford F-150 collided with a blue Hyundai sedan that suffered major damage. Thankfully, that Ford was only moderately damaged, and there were no reported injuries. The Nye County Sheriff's Office, as well as Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue, were on scene. And a woman in Las Vegas is arrested on suspicion of stealing more than $140,000 from her place of work.
A district manager for Smith's Food and Drug has been arrested on suspicion of stealing over $140,000 in cash from the store over the course of months. According to the reports, a district manager for the store, which is located in Vegas, contacted police on March 8th, stating that Mackenzie Gills allegedly admitted to stealing cash while working inside the store. An audit was performed in February earlier this year that found that the store was short on approximately $122,407, and it was ultimately determined that a total of $142,000 was taken between late December and early March. After an investigation was conducted by the store, Gills, a customer service manager, was allegedly seen on camera withdrawing money and then spending 30 seconds to 2 minutes in an area without surveillance before heading to the safe. Mackenzie Gills has been arrested on the charge of theft of over $100,000.
And as campaign season continues to ramp up, our roving Las Vegas correspondent, Maria Centers, joins us now with a proud Patriot candidate who's not shy about her love of all things America.
U.S. senatorial candidate Stephanie Phillips just got back from the border. I was lucky enough to score an exclusive interview with Stephanie detailing her observations and experiences.
This is how easy it is to walk from Mexico to the United States. The wall just ends right here. So you can see the trails up there on top of the hills. They just come in, walk around the wall, go down the street, run into the people who pick them up. It was absolutely amazing. I was left speechless at times. I got down there, I went through Sassabee, which is the last town there before you hit the border, and then I just traveled east and went as far as I could go. And I saw all kinds of construction going on. They're fixing the border. There's places where it's wide open and anybody can just walk through.
The U.S. Senate hopeful was called to politics as a result of COVID-19 2020.
It's one thing to see other people's videos and, testimony of their experience. It's completely another when you're down there for yourself and you see it and you're able to talk to these people and see. And all of this stuff is happening on our dime. And our government is allowing this. And it is a crisis. It is an invasion. And we are not safe.
Phillips has been a real estate broker here in Las Vegas for over 30 years.
People are tired of our tax dollars being spent for illegals. We know how much money they're getting. They're getting $5,000 gift cards. They are getting free food, shelter, clothes, all of these things. And they are draining the social services around our country in different areas. And people are very upset because they're getting served before American citizens. And also they're getting served at the VA before veterans.
Reporting right here from Trump International off the Las Vegas Strip, I'm Maria Centers with Southern Nevada News Network.
And you can tune in to tomorrow's night's newscast where U.S. Senate candidate Stephanie Phillips joins us once again with more from the border. In other major news, over 100 content creators associated with TikTok unite to protest legislation that could lead to the social media platform's complete ban.
This week, over 100 TikTok creators across the country banded together in Washington, D.C. to rally against a bill that could lead to a ban on TikTok in the United States. This legislation, which was passed in Congress on March 13th, focuses on banning the social media app in the states due to the parent company for TikTok, ByteDance, being based in China. Both Democrats and Republicans have raised concerns on whether or not the data of approximately 170 million Americans is secure, or could China demand that the company release that information to them? However, the bill is not a cut and dry ban. It requires that the parent company ByteDance divest from TikTok within 6 months of the bill's enactment, or TikTok would not be allowed in the US. According to a press release, TikTok believes that the bill strips Americans of their constitutional right to free expression and can potentially damage millions of businesses, deny artists an audience, and destroy the livelihoods of countless creators across the country. TikTok creators came the day before the ban in a manner of protest, and TikTok has shared with News 25 some interviews with members of the TikTok community.
I've been a teacher for 16 years, and before TikTok, I was afraid to be myself in the classroom. It's helped me to connect with people far beyond my classroom. I can teach things, I can share things, I can empower other people to be themselves. TikTok is not just a social media platform, it is their community. If they lose this, they will think about it when they go to the ballot.
It has changed my life completely. I am a dad, a foster and adoptive dad in the middle of nowhere, Oklahoma. But because of TikTok, I've reached all the way around the world. If I were to describe TikTok in one word, it would be family. As I'm a dad, it gets me to share ideas with different parents, to share ideas with kids, and to show that we are not so different. We're all part of one big family.
I think it brings a lot of happiness, and from what I hear from people, it brings a lot of healing to them. It would take away a lot of things. It would put people back in their, struggling financial moments, and those are tough. Things are already hard at the moment, so dealing with the TikTok ban would even make it triple worse on people right now. It's our community.
And don't grab that remote. We're hearing more from local and Nevada-wide candidates, including District 36 Assemblyman who is rerunning for election. All that and more when News 25 returns.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. This segment of the news is brought to you by Pahrump's United Rentals. From home to job site, they have all your equipment needs. Call 775-990-4260.
Welcome back to News 25. Well, now News 25 is speaking with Greg Hafen II, the Nevada Assemblyman of District 36. Hafen is rerunning for his assembly seat, and Chris Palermo is giving us more on this road to the election and ballot.
Tell us what are important to your voters and why do they need to vote for you? So got some really great news that I'm going to announce to you guys first. CPAC is this weekend, and they just ranked me the #1 conservative in the entire state. Super proud, super excited to announce it to you guys first. And everybody knows that my #1 priority is to work with the governor to get voter ID passed. There's a ballot initiative that's going around in addition to the bills that I have brought forward and the governor has brought forward. And if we can't get it done in the legislative session, we're going to get it done at the ballot.
People in this town also are concerned about rising costs of everything, energy, groceries. Recently, there was some news out, Nevada, second most expensive place to buy groceries. How does this all tie in? If you're elected, what can you do to help us?
So we've been actually looking at different tax structures and ways we could reduce tax. I sit on the interim revenue committee, and we actually just had a very lengthy conversation about what some of the other states have been doing to reduce the tax burden on the citizens, to get it where it hits them at home, right? Groceries are out of the control, the price of gasoline, and frankly, the Biden inflation has been miserable for our state.
Gregory, you have strong conservative values, obviously. You were awarded that. Tell us, why is it so important to be here tonight in Nye County?
So tonight is our Lincoln Day dinner, and we have some great dignitary here. Governor Joe Lombardo's here, Judge Fiore, Lieutenant Governor Stavros Anthony, our controller Andy Matthews, and many, many more came from all over the state, from Elko clear down to Reno, everywhere you can imagine. Everybody came here because we are the heart of this state.
Gregory, tell us, how can one contact you online or telephone? How can we reach you?
So all of my contact on my website, including my personal cell phone, it's hyphen4nevada.com.
Gregory, what are you running for again?
I am running for re-election for Assembly District 36.
Thanks so much for joining us on News 25.
Thank you.
Turning now to international news, Israel announces plans to move civilians in Rafah to what they're calling humanitarian islands before they begin operations in Rafah, as the death toll rises in that ongoing Israel-Hamas war to more than 31,000. RJ Camacho has this story.
The Israeli military stated on March 13th that they plan to direct a significant portion of the Palestinians that have been displaced towards Rafah toward what they call humanitarian islands. The lives of those in Rafah has been an area of concern for Israel's allies, including the U.S., not only due to the fact that 1.4 million Palestinians have been displaced there, but also due to the fact that an offensive in the densely crowded region could result in a catastrophe. According to Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, an offensive in Rafah is crucial to their goal of dismantling Hamas. Rear Admiral Daniel Hagari, who is a chief military spokesman for Israel's military, spoke on the matter, stating that, "We need to make sure that 1.4 million people, or at least a significant amount of the 1.4 million, will move to humanitarian islands that we will create with the international community." According to Hagari, the islands provide temporary housing, food, water, and other necessities to evacuated Palestinians. While the U.S. and other countries have been helping to alleviate the humanitarian crisis by airdropping food into northern Gaza, aid groups have stated that airdrops are far less efficient and effective than simply bringing in food via delivery trucks. However, it was not specified when the evacuation would occur, nor when the offensive on Rafah would begin. According to Hagari, this is due to Israel wanting to time the operation right and coordinate it with Egypt, as Rafah is a town that borders alongside Egypt. The U.S. is also yet to receive any sort of plans for the civilians in Rafah, according to Secretary of State Antony Blinken. He went on to state that, "We need to see a plan that will get civilians out of harm's way if there's a military operation in Rafah. We've not yet seen such a plan." According to the Gaza Health Ministry, over 31,000 Palestinians have been killed in the Gaza Strip, as well as the vast majority of the 2.3 million people who live there being displaced. While the ministry does not differentiate between civilian and combatant deaths in their counts, they did state that 2/3 of these deaths are of women and children. In addition to Palestinians being killed, the UNRWA has a death toll of 165 of its workers being killed over the course of the war. The number rose on Wednesday this week when an Israeli airstrike hit a food distribution site in southern Gaza that was run by the UNRWA. The strike resulted in the death of one worker and left 22 others wounded.
In more local news, did you know Valley Electric Association is not just an electric company, it is a cooperative, which means that you're not just a customer, you are a member. Now Valley Electric is sharing more about the benefits of being a member.
This segment of News 25 is brought to you by Valley Electric and its family of companies focused on serving our members. We're better together.
Did you know electrical cooperatives like Valley Electric don't just have customers? We have members like you. Members lead our cooperative, giving us a unique understanding of our local community's needs. Our employees and board of directors are also community members because we belong to the communities we serve. We're able to respond quickly to our members' changing energy needs, whether it's helping you manage your energy use, like sharing tips on how to reduce your energy, or directing you to our Smart Hub application to offer our members more convenience, or participating at local events like festivals, fairs, and safety demonstrations. We care about our community. Remember, you're not just a customer to us, you're a member. The co-op was built to serve you, and that's the cooperative difference. Contact us to learn more about the benefits of membership.
And stay tuned to News 25 because if you've ever wanted to get into local theater, we're telling you how you can audition, all that and more when we return.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by Mountain West Lawyers, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500.
Welcome back. Well, Gypsy Queens, a local organization in connection to Art Walk of Pahrump, is hosting auditions this weekend for a pantomime play. So News 25 is speaking with the organization's vice president for more information.
Yes, we are here. I'm here to represent Gypsy Queens, pantomimes. Pantomimes, a lot of times people don't understand what a pantomime is. A pantomime is where a person will act out what a narrator will read. That's not, it's kind of half and half of theater and mime. So pantomime. So it's a theater or for non-speaking roles. You don't have to say a word. All the information is coming from the story that is being read. That's all the direction. Everything that you need is in what is being read, and so there's no pressure. Also, it's not just theater people that can come and do this. Anybody can do it because there is no memorization. A chapter will be read at the Art Walk of Pahrump. For the first chapter, that's where you're going to be able to be involved with it. It's going to be an ongoing segment. So every month will be a new chapter of the story that is being presented. I definitely need people to come and participate in what's happening this weekend. I do not have a place for it yet. I'm still waiting on people to respond to what I asked of them to do this with. So it'll be at 11 a.m. on Saturday. If they will stay on to the Art Walk of Pahrump, if they will go to Facebook, I will be posting under the Art Walk of Pahrump, so that they'll be able to know the location, or they can give me a call, email me, however is easiest for them, that'll be there. 760-590-2627. Email is gypsies@gmail.com, but it's spelled GYPZES. So gypsies@gmail.com. The story that I am doing is about a prince who doesn't fit in. So I'm hoping to gear that towards children, even adults that don't fit in. And it's about a story of how he becomes his own person and finds himself in that. And through whatever happens through the book, he is able to find out that he is a good person and a strong person. It is an original. I am a writer. I currently have a book at the library, but this one is a work of fiction. The one at the library is not. And I really love my fiction, and that's what I really want to bring to the community. I work a lot with people in recovery. There are so many drugs and even alcohol that is easy for our youth to become involved in. And going through working with people in recovery, it is very easy for them to start at a very early age. And so we want to encourage a lot of people to be able to come out and participate in a safe environment for a healthy thing, for to have the creativity to get outside of their minds into something else and not to try and escape into something.
And that audition location is now confirmed. It will be held at Rubicabra's, which is at 1500 Red Butte Street. And stay tuned now for your weekend road trip tip if you want to maximize your spring break plans.
Looking to get away this weekend? Just about an hour away in the Red Rock National Conservation Area, Middle Oak Creek Trail. Explore this 4.8-mile loop trail near Las Vegas, generally considered a moderately challenging route. Takes an average of 1 hour and 56 minutes to complete. This is a very popular area for hiking, running, and walking, so you'll likely encounter other people while exploring. The best times to visit this trail are October through May. Dogs are welcome, but must be on a leash. This route is popular in the springtime when visitors can admire the abundance of flora in the area. The wildflower blooms and snowmelt filling the creeks in the spring may only be surpassed by the winter beauty of ice and snow in the canyon.
News 25 Weather Cam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
Let's take a look outside through our Lerner and Rowe weather cam at one of the last few days before spring starts next Tuesday. It's windy, scattered clouds. A closer look at temps after the break.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Good evening, Nevada. I am Roy Rosell here from the Channel 25 Weather Studios and streaming everywhere at KPVM.TV and now Roku. But taking a look at Nevada right now, up in northern Nevada, Fernley is at 53 degrees, Fallon is at 54, Carson City is at 55 degrees, Tonopah at 47, Goldfield at 48, Beatty at 60 degrees, Amargosa at 66 degrees, Las Vegas at 62, and Death Valley at 76 degrees. But here in the Paradise of Pahrump, it is currently 60 degrees. The high today was 62 just a little while ago. It was sunny today. The wind was blowing northeast at 20 miles per hour. Humidity 17% today, not too bad. And the sun rose this morning at 6:55 and set at 6:51 p.m. That is a long day today, but the humidity goes up to 36% tonight. The wind will still be blowing north-northeast at 21 miles per hour. It's going to be partly cloudy tonight, and the low tonight is going to be 46 degrees. But taking a look at the 7-day forecast, it looks like there's going to be a chance of rain on Friday and Saturday, and we're going to be staying in the low to mid and a little bit of high 50s until we get onto Saturday. When we jump back up into the high 60s and into next week, we're seeing a lot of sun and those nice 70s weather. I hope everybody is going to enjoy the nice sunny weather that is coming into next week after we enjoy the interesting sunny but cloudy but rainy weather that is coming this weekend. Back to the desk, here's Unette.
Thanks so much, Rory. Love the hearts on your blouse and love that 20-degree temperature jump. Thanks for that forecast. And that does it for this edition of News 25. I'm Unette Gentry. From all of us here at Ace Country Radio and KPVM News, please have a happy and safe St. Patrick's Day weekend. Good night.